Attenuation of trip operon. One element of the trip operon is the ladder sequence that is immediately 5' of the tryptophan E gene. Trip E gene. This sequence is about 160 base pair. Its size also controls the expression of the operon through a process called attenuation. This sequence has 4 domains 1 to 4. Domain 3 of the mRNA can base pair with either domain 2 or domain 4. If domain 3 pairs with domain 4, a stem and loop structure forms on the mRNA and transcription stops. This structure forms when the level of tryptophan is high in the cell. If domain 3 pairs with domain 2, then the stem and loop structure does not form and transcription continues through the operon, and all of the enzymes required for tryptophan biosynthesis are produced. These events occur when tryptophan is low in the cell. If domain 4 is deleted, the stem and loop structure cannot form. The transcription of the remainder of the operon will occur even in the presence of tryptophan. Domain 4 is called the attenuator because its presence is required to reduce mRNA transcription in the presence of high levels of tryptophan. Domain 1 is also an important component of the attenuation process. The section of the ladder sequence encodes a 14 amino acid peptide that has 2 tryptophan residue. Trip operon transcription under high levels of tryptophan. When the cellular levels of tryptophan are high, the levels of the tryptophan tRNA are also high. After transcription, the mRNA moves quickly through the ribosome complex and the small peptide is translated. Translation is quick because of the high levels of tryptophan tRNA. Because of the quick translation, domain 2 becomes associated with the ribosome complex. Then domain 3 binds with domain 4 and transcription is attenuated because of the stem and loop formation. Now come to tryptophan. Trip operon transcription under the low levels of transcription. Under low cellular levels of tryptophan, the translation of the short peptide on domain 1 is slow. Because of the slow translation, domain 2 does not become associated with the ribosome. Rather, domain 2 associates with domain 3. This structure permits the continued transcription of the operon. Then the trip E-A genes are translated and the biosynthesis of tryptophan occurs. Eukaryotic gene regulation. Many features of gene regulation are common to both bacterial and eukaryotic cells. For example, in both types of cells, DNA binding proteins influence the ability of RNA polymerase to initiate transcription. However, there are also some differences, although these differences are often a matter of degree. Eukaryotic genes are not organized into operon and are rarely transcribed together into a single mRNA molecule. Instead, each structural gene typically has its own promoter and is transcribed separately. Second, chromatin structure affects gene expression in eukaryotic cells. DNA must unwind from the histone protein before transcription can take place. Third, although both repressors and activators function in eukaryotic and bacterial gene regulation, activators seem to be more common in eukaryotic cells. Finally, the regulation of gene expression in eukaryotic cells is characterized by a greater diversity of mechanisms that act at different points in the transfer of information from DNA to protein. There are several methods used by eukaryotes. Altering the rate of transcription of gene. This is the most important and widely used strategy and one we shall examine here. However, eukaryotes supplement transcriptional regulations with several other methods. Altering the rate at which RNA transcripts are processed while still within the nucleus, altering the stability of messenger RNA molecule, that is, the rate at which they are degraded, altering the efficiency with which ribosomes translate the mRNA into a polypeptide. Protein coding genes have exons whose sequence encodes the polypeptide, introns that will be removed from the mRNA before it is translated. A transcription start site, a promoter, a basal or core promoter located within about 40 base pairs of the start site, an upstream promoter which may extend over as many as 200 base pair further upstream. Enhancer, silencer. Adjacent genes are often separated by an insulator which helps them avoid crosstalk between each other's promoters and enhancers. Transcription start site. This is where a molecule of RNA polymerase 2 binds. Polymerase 2 is a complex of 12 different proteins. The start site is where transcription of the gene into RNA begins. The core promoter. Let's know about the core promoter. All eukaryotic genes contain a core promoter. One common example is a sequence of bases called the TATA box, TATA box. It is bound by a large complex of some 50 different proteins including transcription factor IID, which is a complex of TATA binding protein which recognizes and binds to the TATA box. 13 other protein factors which bind to TBP and each other but not to the DNA. Transcription factor IIB, which binds both the DNA and Pol2. A core promoter with little variation in its structure and binding factors is found in all protein coding chains. This is in sharp contrast to the upstream promoter whose structure and associated binding factors differ from gene to gene. Many different genes and many different types of genes share the same transcription factors, not only those that bind at the core promoter but even some of those that bind upstream. What turns on a particular gene in a particular cell is probably the unique combination of promoters, sites and transcription factors that are chosen. An analogy. To open any particular box in the room requires two keys. Your key, one is your key whose pattern of notches fits only the lock of the box assigned to you but which cannot unlock the box without. A key carried by a bank employee that can activate the unlocking mechanism of any box but cannot by itself open any box. Now come to enhancers. Some transcription factors bind to regions of DNA that are thousands of base pairs away from the gene they control. Binding increases the rate of transcription of the gene. One possibility is that enhancer binding proteins, in addition to their DNA binding site, have sites that bind to transcription factors assembled at the promoter of the gene. Now come to silencers. Silencers are control regions of DNA that, like enhancers, may be located thousands of base pairs away from the gene they control. However, when transcription factors bind to them, expression of the gene they control is repressed. Insulators. Insulators are stretches of DNA. They located between the enhancers and promoter or silencer and promoter of adjacent genes or clusters of adjacent genes. Example, the enhancer for the promoter of the gene for the delta chain of the gamma or delta T cell receptor for antigen TCR is located close to the promoter for the alpha chain of the alpha or beta TCR on chromosome 14 in humans. A T cell must choose between one or the other. There is an insulator between the alpha gene promoter and the delta gene promoter that ensures that activation of one does does not spread over to the other. Another example, in mammals, only the allele for insulin like growth factor 2 inherited from one father is active. That inherited from the mother is not phenomenon called imprinting. Now come to mutation. In genetics, a mutation is a permanent change of the nucleotide sequence of the genome of an organism. Mutation can result in several different types of changes. Change in sequences. Mutations in genes can either have no effect, alter the product of a gene, or prevent the gene from functioning properly or completely. Four classes of mutations are spontaneous mutations, mutations due to error-prone replication bypass of naturally occurring DNA damage, errors introduced during DNA repair, and induced mutations caused by mutagens. Scientists may also deliberately introduce mutant sequences through DNA manipulation for the sake of scientific experimentation. Now come to spontaneous mutation. Spontaneous mutations on the molecular level can be caused by tautomerism, depurination, deamination, slipped strand mispairing, like this. Let's know all about. First is tautomerism. A base is changed by the repositioning of a hydrogen atom, altering the hydrogen bonding pattern of that base, resulting in incorrect base pairing during replication. Now come to depurination. Loss of a purine base to form an apurinic site. Deamination. Hydrolysis changes a normal base to an atypical base containing a keto group in place of original amine group. Examples include C to U and A to HX hypoxanthine, which can be corrected by DNA repair mechanisms, and 5-MEC 5-methyl cytosine to T, which is T means thymine, which is less likely to be detected as a mutation because thymine is a normal DNA base. Slipped strand mispairing. Denaturation of the new strand from the template during replication followed by renaturation in a different spot. This can lead to insertion or deletion. Now come to error-prone replication bypass. This is increasing evidence that the majority of spontaneously arising mutations are due to error-prone replication past a DNA damage in the template strand. The naturally occurring DNA damage arises about 60,000 to 1 lakh times per day per mammalian cell. In mice, the majority of mutations are caused by translation synthesis. Errors introduced during DNA repair. Although naturally occurring double-strand breaks occur at a relatively low frequency in DNA, their repair often causes mutation. Non-homologous ends joining is a major pathway for repairing double-strand breaks. NHEG involves removal of a few nucleotides to allow somewhat inaccurate alignment of the two ends of rejoining followed by addition of nucleotides to fill in gaps. Now come to induced mutation. Induced mutation on the molecular level can be caused by chemicals or radiation. Chemicals means hydroxylamine NH2OH, base analog, example BRDU, alkylating agent means N-ethyl N-nitrosourea. These agents can mutate both replicating and non-replicating DNA. In contrast, a base alone can mutate the DNA only when the analog is incorporated in replicating the DNA. Each of these classes of chemical mutagens has certain effects that then lead to transitions, transversions, or deletions. Agents that form DNA adducts, example ochratoxin A metabolites. DNA intercalating agents, that means example is ethidium bromide. DNA cross-linkers, oxidative damage, nitrous acid converts amine groups on A and C to diazo groups, altering their hydrogen bonding patterns, which leads to incorrect base pairing during replication. Now come to radiation. Ultraviolet radiation, that is non-ionizing radiation. Two nucleotide bases in DNA, cytosine and thymine, are most vulnerable to radiation that can change their properties. UV light can induce adjacent pyrimidine bases in a DNA strand to become covalently joined as a pyrimidine dimer. UV radiation, in particular longer wave UVA, can also cause oxidative damage to DNA. Classification of mutation. By effect on structure, small-scale mutations such as those affecting a small gene in one or a few nucleotides, including point mutations, insertion, deletions, amplifications. Let's know about point mutations. Exchange a single nucleotide for another. These changes are classified as transitions or transversions. Most common is the transition that exchanges a purine for a purine or a pyrimidine for a pyrimidine. A transition can be caused by nitrous acid base base mispairing or mutation mutagenic base analogues such as 5-bromo 2-deoxyuridine. Less common is a transversion which exchanges a purine for a pyrimidine or a pyrimidine for a purine. An example of a transversion is the conversion of adenine into a cytosine. Point mutations that occur within the protein coding region of a gene may be classified into three kinds depending upon what the erroneous codon codes for. Silent mutations which code for the same amino acid. Missense mutations which code for a different amino acid. Nonsense mutations which code for a stop and can truncate the protein. Now come to insertions. Add one or more extra nucleotides into the DNA. They are usually caused by transposable elements or errors during replication of repeating elements, or cause a shift in the reading frame, both of which can significantly alter the gene product. Insertion can be reversed by excision of the transposable element. Deletions remove one or more nucleotides from the DNA. Large-scale mutations in chromosomal structure include amplifications leading to multiple copies of all chromosomal regions, increasing the dosage of the genes located within them. Deletions of large chromosomal regions leading to loss of the genes within those regions. Mutations whose effect is to juxtapose previously separate pieces of DNA, potentially bringing together separate genes to form functionally distinct fusion genes. These include chromosomal translocations, interchange of genetic parts from non-homologous chromosomes, interstitial deletions, and intrachromosomal deletion that removes a segment of DNA from a single chromosome, thereby opposing previously distant genes. Chromosomal inversions, reversing the orientation of a chromosomal segment. Loss of heterozygosity, loss of one allele either by a deletion or a recombination event in an organism that previously had two different alleles. Now, by effect on function. Loss of function mutations result in the gene product having less or no function. When the allele has a complete loss of function, it is often called an amorphic mutation. Phenotypes associated with such mutations are most often recessive. Exceptions are when the organism is haploid or when the reduced dosage of a normal gene product is not enough for a normal phenotype. Gain Gain of function mutations change the gene product such that it gains a new and abnormal function. These mutations usually have dominant phenotypes, often called an eomorphic mutation. Dominant negative mutations have an altered gene product that acts antagonistically to the wild type allele. These mutations usually result in an altered molecular function and are characterized by a dominant or semi-dominant phenotype. In humans, dominant negative mutations have been implicated in cancer. Lethal mutations are mutations that lead to the death of the organisms that carry the mutations. A back mutation or reversion is a point mutation that restores the original sequence and hence the original phenotype by effect of on fitness. It is usual to speak of mutations as either harmful or beneficial. A harmful or deleterious mutation decreases the fitness of organisms. A beneficial or advantageous mutation increases the fitness of the organism. Mutations that promote traits that are desirable are also called beneficial. In theoretical population genetics, it is more usual to speak of mutations as deleterious or advantageous than harmful or beneficial. A neutral mutation has no harmful or beneficial effect on the organism. Such mutations occur as a steady rate, forming the basis for the molecular clock. In the neutral theory of molecular evolution, neutral mutations provide genetic drift is the basis for most variation at the molecular level. A nearly neutral mutation is a mutation that may be slightly deleterious or advantageous, although most nearly neutral mutations are slightly deleterious. Now, by impact on protein sequence, a frameshift mutation. Frameshift mutation caused by insertion or deletion of a number of nucleotides that that is not evenly divisible by 3 from a DNA sequence due to the triplet nature of gene expression by codons. The insertion or deletion can disrupt the reading frame or the grouping of the codons, resulting in a completely different translation from the original. The earlier in the sequence the deletion or insertion occurs, the more altered the protein produced is. The contrast, any insertion or deletion that is evenly divisible by 3 is termed an in-frame mutation. A nonsense mutation is a point mutation in a sequence of DNA that results in a premature stop codon or a nonsense codon in the transcribed mRNA and possibly a truncated and often non-functional protein product. Missense mutations or non-synonymous mutations are types of point mutations where a single nucleotide is changed to cause substitution of a different amino acid. This is turn this in turn can render the resulting protein non-functional. Such mutations are responsible for diseases such as epidermolysis bullosa, sickle cell disease, and SOD1 mediated ALS. A neutral mutation is a mutation that occurs in an amino acid codon that results in the use of different but chemically similar amino acid. The similarity between the two is enough that little or no change is often rendered in the protein. For example, a change from AAA to AGA will encode arginine, a chemically similar molecule to the intended lysine. Now come to silent mutations. That type of mutation do not result in a change to the amino acid sequence of a protein unless the changed amino acid is sufficiently similar to the original. They may occur in a region that does not code for a protein, or they may occur within a codon in a manner that does not alter the final amino acid sequence. Now let's know about by inheritance. Diploid organisms, example human beings, contain two types of each gene, a paternal and a maternal allele. Based on the occurrence of mutation on each chromosome, we may classify mutations into three types, that is heterozygous mutation, homozygous mutation and compound heterozygous mutation. A heterozygous mutation is a mutation of only one allele. Homologous mutation is an identical mutation of both the paternal and maternal allele. And compound heterozygous mutations or a genetic compound comprises two different mutations in the paternal and maternal alleles. A wild type or homozygous non-mutant organism is one in which neither allele is mutated. Regulation of transcription in eukaryotes. The control of gene expression is far more complex in eukaryotes than in bacteria and is primarily controlled at the level of initiation of transcription. As in bacteria, transcription in eukaryotic cells is controlled by proteins that bind to specific regulatory sequences and modulate the activity of RNA polymerase. In addition, the packaging of DNA into chromatin and its modification may also control the eukaryotic gene expression. Now come to influence of chromatin structure on transcription. Changes in transcription structure can result in repression or stimulation of the gene expression. As genes become more transcriptionally active, chromatin shows increased sensitivity to DNase digestion also. DNase 1 digestion also, suggesting that the chromatin structure is more open. DNase 1 hypersensitivity sites are typically found near regulatory promoter elements, approximately 1000 nucleotides upstream of a transcription start site and occasionally at the 3' end of the gene as well. This sensitivity to DNase 1 suggests a more relaxed or open conformational state for the chromatin, allowing access to transcriptional factors as well as DNase 1. Essentially, the DNA becomes more exposed due to the lack of nucleosome structure. The transcription factors responsible for transcription seem unable to assemble onto a promoter that is packaged in a conventional nucleosome. Thus, the local alterations in chromatin structure facilitate the assembly of the transcription factors and the RNA polymerase holoenzyme at the promoter. Two most important ways for altering chromatin structure locally are covalent histone modifications and nucleosome remodeling. Now come to covalent histone modification. The N-terminal tail of histones are subject to a wide range of post-translational covalent modifications. These modifications play a significant role in the ability of nearby genes to be transcribed. Thank you.